The whole town is talking about how
Yaoi/BL stories usually have this typical trope of a strong, buff, muscular, straight man who falls in love with their twinks. Steel Ball Run does the opposite of that. Typical yaoi series also bring about the aesthetic, the beautiful theme, and the cutesy art style or whatever. Steel Ball Run does that, but with aura. Another trope as well with yaoi/BL stories is that it's always gonna be doomed from the start. Well, no, actually, that's not quite entirely true. But with Steel Ball Run, it's probably more tragic than any/yaoi BL series out there. Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't read/watched, well, actually just read, what are you watching? The first episode of Steel Ball Run? That's it? The first episode? The first episode? If you haven't read the manga, this is spoilers for Steel Ball Run, obviously. So what are you doing here? Go on, read Steel Ball Run. There's a whole like YouTube video manga panels where they fandub it. In summary, we have this retired 19-year-old jockey who is crippled, disabled, and goes on to the Steel Ball Run race for the grand prize of $50 million, which all quickly changed when he met Gyro Zeppeli. Johnny Joestar was fascinated by Gyro's balls, or spin in that context. Johnny was also flabbergasted when Gyro spun his balls when dueling when dueling a thief/robber.
Please let me touch it again! I can pay you!
But no, seriously, Johnny and Gyro probably have one of the greatest dynamic and realistic relationships in all the JoJo series. Considering this is Hirohiko Araki's sort of second chance on making part 1 and 2 more improved. Yes, I mean that it has its flaws. Like part 1 and 2 is good, but with the alternative universe, as everyone seems to misconstrued about, the alternative universe or this new part 7 series that Hirohiko Araki made is so goated, bro. I can even say it's, in my opinion, I can even say part 1 and 2 are more better off. I didn't mean that. Johnny and Gyro start off as two people who are pretty much bewildered by each other. Well, specifically, Gyro being bewildered by Johnny because he's really obsessed with his balls. Well, to put it in context with how they met, Johnny wants to learn spin, or Gyro's steel ball, so that he can walk again.
Doesn't change anything. The spin of the steel balls won't magically let you walk again.
So, Johnny Joestar wants Gyro to help him learn spin. What is spin? It is a supernatural technique based on achieving almost the perfect rotational energy. Users create a rotational energy through a specific course of movements, and principles tied to the golden rotation, God's recipe of the universe. Spin can be applied through a lot of things, like steel balls, nails, horses, and other things. It amplifies force in our bodies in a lot of bizarre ways. Techniques involve body mechanisms like fingers, wrists, and arm movement, which Johnny will be using a lot and learning and practicing throughout the series. Gyro's steel balls, which Johnny is clearly very obsessed with, isn't the power, but spin, which Johnny comes to learn and understand more, rather than chasing Gyro's steel balls. That's so unnecessary. His stand Tusk Act 1 helped too, by the way, which basically helped him with his nail bullets.
Recording lesson 2 for like 3 minutes and it didn't even get heard by the voice audio. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Johnny Joestar being the alternative counterpart of Johnny Joestar is nothing like, it's not even close to being a typical gentleman like Johnny Joestar. Let's see. First, he cut off in line after getting shot by a kid who's been waiting there all night. In return, which is basically how he turned into a paraplegic depressive man. If his life wasn't already depressing from the start, like his father telling him God took the wrong son. Yeah, Johnny Joestar and a brother named Nicholas. For some reason, Lord Joestar, his father, did not like him at all. Like, even from the very start, after his brother died, he did not like him at all. Johnny actually had a nice and kind brother in this universe, like Leo Randall. Also, George Joestar doesn't even look like his counterpart. I feel as though everyone in this universe just has their flaws, which what makes Steel Ball Run great. Okay, what else? He harassed a true man simply because he was in his way. See this in the first episode of the first manga panels. He's a pretty selfish guy. Only wanting to learn spin or take the same scopes part, but I'll probably explain a lot more later. So we can just stand and walk again. He cares about no one, nothing but himself. Even saying, I want to get my hands on that corpse, no matter what. I don't care about living or dying or who's just and who's evil. I don't give a frick about the corpse being a saint or whatever. I'm still negative. I want to get up to 0. But if I can get the corpse, I can get my negative back to 0. RawazFHK is the counterpart of Will Antonio Zeppeli. There are some similarities, like how Antonio met John Joestar for the first time and eventually taught him Hammond. But he's definitely different from Gyro Zeppeli, at least from what I remember. Hammond is technically like spin. You can have almost the same sound profile that's used in the Silver Run anime. Gyro's goals are the opposite of John. While he is cocky and flamboyant, his intentions are good. Goodness me, dude, there is more contrast to part 1 and 7. Its storytelling is insane. Anyway, Gyro's goal is to win the race, yes, but it is merely just for a goal. The Zeppeli family has a tradition of working with medicine and executioners, but he himself has the morality to know that putting a 9-year-old to death and has no idea what's happening is wrong.
Pizza mozzarella, pizza mozzarella.
Ball breaker is a stand ability used by Gyro Zeppeli. Its power, to put it simply, is that when you get hit by it, it turns you old. But to put it generally, it is little known what abilities ball breaker does actually have, like every stance at this point. But it is known to aging people, and it's all thanks to the golden spin Gyro did to teach
Johnny.
to. We'll get into that later. What's important is that it bypasses dimensions and defenses. It accelerates aging and embodies the golden spin. Likewise, Gyro and Johnny actually do learn a lot from each other. And it's not just Johnny getting all the teachings from Gyro, and I mean this a lot in an emotional relationship-wise type of way as well. Not just the usefulness of the spin throughout the Steel Ball run, Gyro starts the narrative as a self-assured and seasoned spin master, with a specific goal in mind: to save our boy Marco. Gyro already knows where he wants to go. But Johnny's still looking for a reason.
I mean, besides trying to walk again, but it's deeper than that.
To keep going. He importantly teaches Johnny tenacity, discipline, and the value of learning from failure. Gyro provides Johnny with not only the means to become stronger, but also the confidence to persevere in the face of adversity.
Johnny! Lesson 5だ.
Tusk is Johnny Joestar's stand, which is one of the reasons why Johnny has his nail bullet abilities in the first place. Tusk has 1 to 4 acts. Tusk Act 1 looks very adorable from the start. Tusk is also sentient, which makes it even more bizarre. His stand first awakens after gaining the ability from the corpse part. Act 1 is very simple. It just allows him to shoot bullet nails through his nails.
Obviously.
He can also use his feet. In a lot of ways, Tusk reflects Johnny's personal journey. The more Johnny develops, the more powerful and complete Tusk becomes. After further learning the spin, Johnny advances to Act 2. His nail bullets produce spinning holes and trajectories that continue to pursue targets long after the original shot. He achieves this when Gyro teaches Johnny more knowledge about the spin, utilizing it further to his ability and potential, since now he knows how to see and observe the golden radio/rectangle all around him, such as nature and, well, everything. He used the practicality of the golden spiral to instill his nails with the infinite rotational energy. This is far more exceeding and obviously better than Tusk Act 1, as when Johnny shoots his nail bullets, the air around them literally shooting that bullet starts to burst immensely and heavily with the long range. But it does have a little downside to it, which I don't really think he has a bit of a problem with it. Well, he does actually with it, as he can only instill the infinite rotational energy at 1 fingernail bullet at a time. Also, it takes a bit of a long time to regrow his nails. Just use it wisely, Johnny. Okay, what else?
Once this person gets shot, the bullet hole or the void in someone's part or object won't disappear over time, at least. Even D4C can't make this slow John, as when it gets onto you, it causes you extreme damage, to the point of exploding some of your body parts. Act 3 significantly expands Johnny's mobility and tactical possibilities by enabling him to navigate through spatial holes made by the spin using the rotational energy of these projectiles. You know how Johnny gained this ability as well? Yeah, that's right. Jesus whispered into his ear and then he shot himself in the head. Yep, he can make black holes out of his bullet nails now. Wow. Dude, our parents will not get this anime if you guys ever show it to them. Inside these infinitely small black holes are the infinitely small rotating point at the end of the black hole. I don't get it right. I just watch this video, okay? Johnny can hide his body here and any part of his body, really. Fact. And the cool part about this is when Johnny shoots these bullet holes, he can put one of his hands and put the black hole / void anywhere in any place to use his bullet nails to shoot an enemy. And this becomes even crazier, dude. And bizarre once we get to Tusk, which is a very menacing, overly powered, mean-ass dad. Its ability is to break through Dirty Deed's Thunder Chief's dimensional barrier, which, if you don't know, D4C's ability is to hop onto other parallel universes. In this case, it can basically, Tusk Act 4 can basically break through any infinity, or anyone's barrier. It's just a counter to infinity. One of its terrifying powers is that when you get touched or physically interact with it, you would spin infinitely on infinitely forever, and depending on which spot this thing defeats you, you would come back to the same place over and over and over again while you spin infinitely throughout time. Or in this case, in Funny Valentine's case, he would spin infinitely no matter what dimension he hops into, unless Johnny shoots the other direction using his tusk. Its ability is tied to the golden spin, which is Gyro's last ever lesson.
確か次はレッスン5だ。レッスン 5? なぜ今頃そんなことを言う？
Lesson 5.
It's truly been a very long roundabout path, Gyro. For this reason, this was not a reason for Lesson 5. Thank you, Gyro. I truly thank you. I can't find any other words to express it. Lesson 5 is Gyro Zeppeli's very last lesson to teach Johnny about spin, specifically the golden spin. The golden spin, or Ogo no Kaiten, is the highest and most perfect form of spin. This supernatural technique, as I've said before on and over again, it was only mastered by two of the most goated couples in the world. But seriously, throughout the relationship during the Steel Ball run, it was truly a detour. Johnny is constantly learning about Gyro's teaching, but most importantly about him personally as well. How Gyro was raised in a very hot and cold type of environment. By what I mean by that, he's constantly saving and ending a life as well, because of his father's and family's tradition and code. But his heart wavering as well to hesitate for the boy he wants to save from the brutality of the Zeppelis. True Man's World is also when I would say that he's not only doing this for the boy Marco he desperately wants to save, but also he's doing this for himself, defying and knowing that he has the ability or choice to not follow his family's path of playing God. His power to be more than just a Zeppeli, but a good boy friend to Johnny. He's more than just his family, he's Gyro.
As per Johnny, him starting off as negative and wanting to get up to 0, literally started negative and eventually went past more than just that. From his trauma with his brother's horse accident / death, his father neglecting him and disowning him, to getting shot and ending up negative and being left alone again by everyone he used to care for. Both are essentially searching for freedom, not just for their goals for the Saint's Corpse part. Johnny wants freedom from his past, Gyro trying to find freedom and meaning from the expectations imposed by his country and family's societal rules. Both are truthfully dissatisfied with their lives. Both men are transformed by the Steel Ball Run race journey, while confronting their deepest flaws in their humanity. Their romance, brotherly caring, loving, and their friendship is what's important. What I love about Part 7 Civil Run is that it's a remake of Part 1 and 2 and 3, making the story more anticipating and as engaging as Part 3. Shirohiko Araki really cooked with this one, because Johnny only has Gyro. I'm pretty sure Gyro thinks of the same way as well. They only got each other during the race. Well, I mean, besides some other people that they also somewhat became close with, but they're closer, okay?
家に帰ろう。
And if I had a box